Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat, special edition, Thursday night, 7 p.m., as we do almost every single Thursday. Now that we got our guest interviews back on the roll, tonight we have guest Vincent with his project MECO, and we will be getting into that momentarily. I just want to welcome everybody in. This is the, not quite the Ides of March, that was yesterday. That was when we did the podcast, but this is the 16th, but coming up very soon is that famous day that happens in March. Everybody celebrates. It's very green. Remember to wear your green tomorrow. So let's get into this. I should also say Blockchain John is here. We were going to have Mike, but he couldn't make it. So welcome, Vincent. Thank you for being here. We're so glad to have an opportunity to speak with you on the podcast. We'd like to just get started just before, just to break the ice, just to make things a little copacetic as we speak with you on this. So we have a question, which we hope you can give us a fun answer to. If you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
That's an interesting first question. Thanks for having me. My superpower is I am a problem solver. I see problems that people don't know exist, and it's just something innate within me, and it actually causes more problems than it cures because when people aren't looking for problems, they don't want to hear solutions.
That's a good point.
What do you do with problem? What do you do with problem children?
See, I don't have kids, so that's when I haven't. I think just be honest with them. I really think there's so much bullshit in the world today that you just gotta have honest, mature conversations and don't let them steer the ship. That would be my first guess.
Yeah, well, that's probably a really good policy to have. I don't have kids either, so I wouldn't know.
I think it goes to my problem solving because I was given hard love as a kid. I wouldn't even have called it love, but I was kind of forced to grow up in the wild, and I had to figure shit out myself, and I think that's where it all came from.
Yep. Cool. Well, thank you for giving that icebreaker concept. I know we were talking about this pre-show. I just want to mention it, that it's been a little while since at least I've talked with you, and I know that you've been here and there with the Raven community for quite some time. And that you were talking about this pre-show that you were saying that the MECO project was something that you had kind of developed, 2 years ago, or has it been longer than that?
It's been much longer than that. When I first dove into blockchain and crypto, I heard about Bitcoin when it was, in the $300 range, I think was the first time, and watched it go up to $2,500. Economics is something else that's I'm a freak where I kind of functional economics interests me. So I watched it, but I didn't know where to even start looking for information.
Right.
And so when I heard about RAVENCOIN starting, I was like, what better way to learn than to dive into the beginning of a project? So I, looked into Raven and ended up in the Discord, and then I just started reading conversations that were way over my head and clicking on every link and trying to figure out what this shit was all about. And when I finally got it, what I understood it to be, I realized the technological and the economical revolution that it was, and I started putting together the concept, and that was probably I guess we could look up when I tokenized the MECO name, and it was probably 6 months before that, but I'm going to think it was over 4 years ago. And I, since I do not know how to code, finally found someone to help me probably about a year and a half ago, started, getting it, on a platform and getting it to work.
Cool.
Now
right.
the MVP is up and running.
So I want to take a step back from that real quick. I appreciate the history of the project. We'll get into more of that shortly. But what I would really like to find out from you is kind of what brought you into crypto in the first place. it's one of the things that John tends to hit on when we get on most guest interviews is, did you read the Satoshi white paper for Bitcoin? I mean, you don't have to tell me if you did or not. If you did, great. I mean, for me, it was the hardest thing to do in the beginning. John kept, "Why, you got to read the Satoshi? You read the white paper, dude. Read the white paper." So, if you read it, great. But what brought you to Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but blockchain crypto in the first place? Where'd you get your start?
Well, I'm just innately curious as fuck too. So that's the other thing. I don't watch TV. I don't follow sports. I just play the game of life. And so, as I already said, when I saw Bitcoin going on and just became curious, I'm not a big reader too. I probably have a 6th grade reading level. Again, I grew up in the wild, so that's like I learned by diving in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when I heard again the RAVENCOIN forking of Bitcoin, that's a lucky strike, I believe, because how decentralized it's designed to be, and kind of more on the pure decentralized world. I think it was just a stroke of luck to find that one to follow and not get sucked into a scam coin as the first one.
True. Okay, so prior to that, I'm trying to step just one step further back. I know you have kind of already said that to some degree you're kind of raised in the fringes of the civilized world. What to say? I don't want to ask about high school or anything like that, but it's like, what was your profession? What did you start out with in life? Or did you? I mean, you say you're a curious person. You've probably been disassembling and reverse engineering things for a long time. Can you tell me more about your background?
Yeah, no, it was. I wasn't nurtured as a kid. Like, my curiosity wasn't nurtured. It was kind of put down. Like, stay in line. Don't ruffle the waters, and don't embarrass the family, kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't. I kind of thought my curiosity was wrong as a kid. And in high school, again, I didn't like to be bored. So instead of taking a study hall, I took a mechanical drawing class, and it was a puzzle. It was doing puzzles every day, and it was just an innate knowledge in me that I just flew through the course so quickly and easily, and had fun doing it, that I ended up going to a trade school. Oh. And so my first career was electromechanical design, and I flew through the trade school. Like, they ran out of material to give me because I just finished it all. And my first career, I was running the department, within 2 years. I don't remember exactly. And then I got bored because it was just too easy. So I bought a restaurant. Never worked in one, never cooked in my life. And a friend and I bought a restaurant. But I wanted to take those mechanical skills and connect the dots outside of that world. And that was my start in entrepreneurial field. And that was the greatest lesson that you can ever have. It's to dive into a business and make sure you don't fail.
Exactly.
A business that you have like zero experience in. That's what's crazy about that story.
Yeah, that's the game of life. That's fun. I didn't realize how much I liked it at the time, but that's my curiosity. And the business plan was, well, people have to eat. This one's already established. Let's go there. And then the classic story: the factory in town closed down, and we had to struggle, and we struggled.
I bet.
But we survived 10 years, sold it. It's still running, under the same business model. It's still a town staple, and didn't enjoy the business, but I love the lessons that I got in life, and survival skills, and solving problems, and putting out fires, and working, making the decisions that to make sure you succeed is an important lesson in life, not to quit.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see. I can't say that I've ever dove probably into the deep end like that. That's amazing that you came out ahead on top of that, despite it not really being your forte. But I guess, yes, as a life lesson, it's excellent. I imagine that probably led you to where you are today, not just with the blockchain, Bitcoin, RAVENCOIN, etc., but with your MECO project, which, of course, led to me.
That's also where I discovered the innate problem solving
Yes.
skills, and maybe it wasn't innate before that. But even when I owned the restaurant, I started studying economics because I left the first job, I rolled over a 401k and caught one of the bubbles, and I got interested in how does this work. And
Mm-hmm.
well, rich people all have stocks, and we got to figure out that. And I self-studied for securities licenses and got into some financial planning, which I didn't like because I'm not a salesman. I like the mechanic stuff.
Right.
Just my curiosity was constantly being tickled.
Yep. No, it sounds familiar. I tried the financial security stuff too, and didn't like it either. It's all sales. You got to be able to do a lot of marketing. If you're not in marketing, if you're more in mechanics, I completely understand why you might not follow that as closely. Are you working on anything outside of this MECO project, or is this your baby? Is this the extent of what you're doing, or are you retired, or are you in a job? What are you doing in the present?
As I was selling the restaurant, I broke my neck and became
Yeesh.
and the life changed.
Wow.
Anything, any plan you had just disappeared. Got erased, and you had to start over and learn how to walk again.
Oh, wow.
Like the restaurant, I dove in. Ironically, I broke my neck diving in the ocean, but I dove into the recovery full. Money didn't matter anymore. Career didn't matter. It was like, okay, I got some problems to solve here. And so I didn't focus on work for a very long time. I just took some part-time gigs, and as I tried to fit back into the normal world and get a job, like, for one, the pain that I have every day and the difficulties
Mm-hmm.
are unmatched. And I don't, you hear all the bullshit, social justice bullshit today about, equality and inclusiveness. And let me tell you, handicap are the most discriminated against in the world. But I don't like to play that card, so I just want to make that point. But I didn't, to get a job, they want someone, to dot the I's and cross the T's. And they don't want to really make accommodations outside of, a little bit of physical stuff for you. And my problem solving skills didn't really fit into a job where they want you to dot I's and cross T's. So I couldn't even figure out how to write my resume. And I took, some bullshit part-time jobs just to pay some bills.
Mm-hmm.
And my curiosity just kept looking, where can I fit and where can I do something that I enjoy every day and hopefully make a living at. And, I had a part-time job up till the lockdown, 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so I haven't been working. Well, I took a little consulting gig for a few months. Other than that, I haven't really worked since the lockdown. I'm just building out this project and got to problem solve, make it work. I got the MVP built. 2022 was the building year. Now 2023 is to, get some funding and some user base is the project for this year.
Cool. Okay, so can you give us a better idea of really what MECO is doing and how it's doing it?
MECO is a build-in public suite. It's a no-code Web3 backed build-in public suite.
Okay.
So, does that make sense to you?
Maybe you could elaborate. I mean, you say no code. That probably just means it's very simple, right? But build-in public, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, that's something I only learned recently too. Joining some entrepreneurial groups to try to figure out how to now sell this. It's something I didn't hear of, but basically building public is what, Gary Vee does, what Elon's doing now with Twitter, and what John, Blockchain John does here or you both could do with the C3 Media. You're building in public. You're having a broadcast. Mm-hmm. You're putting it on all these social platforms to build in public. Your business the pre-show, I don't know if you guys edit that out or not, but that was building in public. You were live broadcasting while we were working out the kinks in the building of the beginning of the show. So building in public, again, Gary Vee is the biggest example. He just does it all out for the public to see. And the problem with that movement, the trend, is it's fragmented as hell. And I backed into it, Well, let me back up the story a little bit too.
Okay.
I'm not a coder. I found the RAVENCOIN. I found blockchain, and when I first joined the RAVENCOIN community, I was silent, just research. And when I started to understand it, and all right, wallet, how do I do this? A few times I'm like, we need to make this user friendly for idiots like me.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, I would go like, yeah, that's good. We got to do that, but I don't code, so nobody really wanted to grab the bull by the horns and move with it. And so my whole journey was, I don't want to know how to code. I am not good with the English language, so I'm not going to be good with computer languages. So it's not for me. This needs to be user friendly. So when I started to put the idea together for MECO, I was asking coders like, hey, help me do this, and nobody really wanted to because I don't know how to explain it, blah blah. And I wanted to make it for idiots like me again, and that's when I got my point. Not good for the interview.
It's fine. If it's important, you'll remember it.
What was the question again?
You're just talking about the MECO project and kind of laying out the formation.
Building in public.
Yeah, the building in public. Yeah.
And no code. Okay, yeah.
Right.
So I did as much as I could to make it. The name of my company is Simple Science, and I problem solve, and the skill about the problem solving is binaries. I break everything down to binary decisions. The broken net, walk again, success or fail. Okay, well, this is failing. You got to choose a different path to find the success mechanism. So I simplify as much as I think possible to make it a no-code Web 2.5 build in public suite to help people who do not know anything and are afraid to dive into blockchain and crypto.
Mm-hmm.
They can go into a platform that they're familiar with, which is a social platform. Everybody's in social media today of some form. And so it's built on a social platform backbone. And it takes away the fragmentation of building in public. And your guys, I think John said we're going to share some screen at some point.
Yeah, we are.
That will, I guess I'll dive into those points when we get to that part of it.
Yeah, we've actually, while you've been talking, John's been scrolling your website, just trying to show kind of what you're doing as you're talking about it. So it's been kind of helpful to me because I know the project because you've mentioned it before, but I wasn't super aware of kind of the extent of what it did. And it's really great to hear that what you're talking about is from your past, really just a make progress as needed or as can be done. It's great to see that, to see a person who, for whatever reason, just has this direction and possession. Possession was the word I was thinking of. I don't know how that was going to work, but it's like you're possessed to do the thing that needs to get done. And you don't really care how you get it done, just as long as you can get it done. And per your commentary about saying it's a no-code situation, I mean, that's rather impressive to say that you're like, there's no code here. I'm just doing it as fly by the seat of my pants, so I'll figure it out. And that is great to hear.
Well,
that's
the
really great to see.
no-code part is for the users. When the users start to implement the tools that they didn't know they needed,
mm-hmm.
They're not going to have to write code. So if you guys are scrolling through the site, because I'm not watching on Twitch.
Yeah, Vincent, you can watch it by clicking on my screen share right here in Discord. You can see what I'm sharing here, which is the website.
But yeah, it's fascinating to hear all the things that you're figuring out how to make this thing available to whomever needs it, just to make a project. I mean, like I said, it's more than it's more than I've done as far as software goes. I mean, I own a crypto mining company, and that's a lot. That's a lot to do in itself.
Yeah, I mean, back to my my sorry, I was not on the site here, so that's why I didn't have the screen link. You know, to toot my own horn, my problem solving skills is to build a social platform without never working in web development or knowing how to code. I think kind of speaks for itself on my problem skills, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's one of the best pieces of advice I ever got. Although I kind of already knew it was a famous vlogger guy on YouTube named Casey Neistat, and his advice was, if you've never done vlogging before, if you've never done photos, if you've never done video, just start, because the biggest hurdle any one person has is starting. So just start with the tools you got, and that's what you did. Just start with the tools you had, and you're going to make progress continually. It's great to see it.
Yeah. Saw the vision in my mind. I just had to find someone to help me put it on the canvas.
Right.
And I always kind of felt I was a trapped artist. I was an artist without a canvas, and I think kind of this turned out to be my canvas.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And actually, so you see that I built a profile for you guys. I did that, this in an hour after, John and I had talked this afternoon, and I did it in an hour. The hardest part was just making the artworks for the call to action buttons there on the sides.
Yep. So some of the questions that go ahead, John. Sorry.
Yeah, I do have a couple questions in regards to the website. It's so if I create a profile, right? Everybody that wants to try out MECO, they got to obviously create a profile, and then from there they're creating they start to gain followers, right, Vincent?
Well, see, that's the other thing. That's the trend of business today. And there's B2B and B2C and D2C, and I've rebranded D2C as direct to customer to direct to community, because community is a very important part of building a business nowadays. You have to have, you don't have to have, but community building, you got it. Well, Web3 is equity in community. That's one of the great features of Web3. So in order to create an economy around your community, I put together this model. So if you go to is this, did Deadhead just put something up, or did you click on his page?
Nope, he just posted it. So he's watching us live on Twitch. So he's definitely following along. He's hearing what you're saying, and so he's pretty much supporting you right now. So shout out to Deadheaded.
Deadhead, he's been one of the supporters from the beginning. He supports all the RAVENCOIN projects. I gave him the title of chief use case advocate. I forgot what I gave him, but he pushes them
So here's the
all.
question, Vincent. The question is how do we gain ad revenue with the ads that we're publishing here? How does that work on the back end?
Well, you're jumping ahead here.
Okay. All right.
So first, scroll down to your profile again. All right, click on you know what? Is there any way I can share my screen, or we're going to work with yours?
Yeah, you can definitely share yours. Sure.
Let's see. Share my screen. All right, is it showing?
No. Not yet.
It's a lower It's the
Yeah, no, I hit go live and
pick the resolution.
it's
And,
not happening here.
there it goes.
You
Cool.
see it now?
No, you had it, but then you ended it.
Yep. Start again.
Do it
Not
again, but
ending.
don't end it.
I'm not ending. It's ending on its own.
Uh,
It might be a bandwidth restriction issue. So
sounds like the government has you, man.
doubt that's the reason.
So is it not showing?
It's not showing.
It might just be taking a little extra time. So sometimes poor streaming or whatever. It depends on what resolution you're streaming it at. If you're like a 4K screen, it's kind of down res to 2K. It might take a little while to process.
Try to share again, please.
Keep trying.
Okay.
Happening?
Once it happens, you'll have a live button next to your name in Discord, and that way you'll know that it's sharing.
Yeah, usually it goes into like the vortex where it just, it keeps showing the same screen. Let me try something else. Let me try going direct to the window. Not seeing it at all.
Nothing on our end.
Yeah, it's not happening. I don't know why. I just keep clicking to go live.
All right,
And
well,
it's not.
so that we can continue on with the show, maybe you can just walk John through it on his side with.
Yeah,
watching.
put yours up again, John. And we'll do it
Okay.
that way. All right, so let's did I make a link for it? No. So go click on your the home page, which is the top right box,
Top right?
the three
Okay.
on your profile. See, but you're not.
Yeah, I'm not logged in.
Yeah, but it's all right. Still, click on the C3 Media top right box there. Well, now it's done. Scroll down on your.
So that image, this one, that one, yeah, exactly.
Right. So now scroll down on your home page. So you see the call to action buttons follow the profile. So in a sense, I've reinvented a web page. So that profile image you're looking at right there is your new web page, and it has community engagement built right in. So you didn't, but that video that's posted, the YouTube that's in there, you would post shit for your community to read, whether it's your latest podcast or whatever is in your content, and your call to action buttons follow your profile. So the call to action buttons, you clicked on the C3 Media and it opened up your homepage, right? So let's go to your homepage.
Which is this one on the right, correct?
Yeah. So now scroll down and you'll have all your links here, right? So all the places you can go. Like this is a dead end to me. Like a saying I came up with is, landing pages are a place where curiosity goes to die. Because if I'm not looking for your Anchor podcast, I never heard of Anchor till I saw this, or your Apple podcast, I'm not going to come to this page. And then if you go to your coin tree, the same thing. You got a bunch of dead end. Like if I'm not looking for your wallet, your wallets, or your other hyperlinks, there's nothing else to do on this page. So in MECO, these buttons follow your profile. So again, it's a reinvented web page. Now you eventually, like the sidebar call to action buttons are going to be variable, which means you can have like one big in each side, or you can have four small, or anything in between. But if you say create a video series, you'll be able to have them linked to the post. So if you ever wanted to send somebody to that series, it would have all those, like say, if you go to my profile, search for me in the top blue box there. I don't remember the last. Click on my name there. See, like I have the 6 how-to videos, how to set up your profile. Those are on the side of my thing. So eventually, like these, I'll get them to lock to the how-to web page, let's call it. So somebody would click on that, and like the main content might have an introductory video, and then the other 6 videos on the side would, teach people how to set up a profile. So again, that would be its own, in a sense, a web page, built on a social platform. So if you go back to the home page and go back to your profile, so I'm gonna DM you the login. So the username is obviously C3 Media, and you're
I'm really curious, Vincent. Do you have metrics on all the stuff that you've built with this?
the metrics are simple. That's your password I just sent you, John.
Okay.
So you can log in.
Because I can see the practicality in what you've built, but I'd love to know, because you're basically saying that this our CoinTree page or that landing page for the Wix site is basically just dead links because it doesn't go anywhere. I'm guessing this methodology would, by your own statement, be highly functional, and the end goal of which is getting people an immense amount of content information by having all this thing that's surrounding the post, because it makes it just that much more practical. So the metrics when you're showing this, how have people reacted? I mean, John's obviously just figuring it out right now, but like Deadhead, how has he reacted?
He's a supporter of all the projects. He wants to see them go. I've met with several business people, and I understand that it's going to be hard to get people to change social habits, and that is just, it is what it is. And I learned how to be quadriplegic. This doesn't scare me. Ultimately, if I get investing, I want to pay influencers and people building communities with businesses I'll pay for their sponsorship. I'm going to send you an image also, John, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create and manage those containers. So bear with me while I do that. I wish I could share my screen because it would be so much easier this way.
John looks so pleased with himself. Who is this about, you or Vincent?
So I just sent you an artwork, John.
Okay.
So let me keep jumping around the screens here to chat. All right, so save that to your somewhere.
Okay.
Now go back to your profile. Once you have that saved, it's got to be saved on your hard drive. It's not a copy and paste yet in the
Okay.
no code form.
Got it.
So now click on your profile icon in the top right of the header banner.
Yes.
Yeah, the first blue button, side display. Click on that.
Yes.
New on the left, new campaign.
Yes.
Placement, hit banner.
Yes.
It's a drop down, the first placement.
Yeah, I got it. I have banner in there.
Oh, okay. I can't see with the dark screen.
Oh yeah.
Give it
There
a
you go.
title. Just call it Twitch. Twitch banner.
Which and
Okay, give it just anything. Description, just Twitch or something. Click on the image box there, and add that image that I just sent you.
let's see here.
Choose image box.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. There it is. Oh.
Okay, upload to IPFS.
Oh, okay.
Add the Twitch link.
Oh, Twitch link is.
Let me send you a ticket ID so we don't have to go through that process. I wish I could share my screen. It'd be so much easier.
And then it's uploaded. In order to record the transaction on chain, send 5T test Raven to open wallet. Okay. 1 cent. Paste the provided TX ID number in the field below.
Let me just give you a ticket ID to throw in there, just to bypass the process. That's going to be the hard part for people for outside of crypto, to start to learn this. So I got to juggle all these different links here to get to. All right, throw this ticket ID in there.
Okay.
Did I send it? Why is it not sending? Obviously, without the slash.
Without the slash? Okay, got it.
The wrong key.
And then slash. And publish, yeah?
Okay, then click publish.
Publish it is.
Okay, so now
Vincent.
It went to your table. Now you see the other banner. This is tough for me to see with the dark zone.
So this one here?
That's the one you just created. So activate it on the left there. Click the blue box.
Yes.
And the top banner, the one on top of the list, deactivate it.
Okay.
No, not that one. The one above it.
Okay.
Now go back to the home page. Click the icon in the top left in the header banner.
Oh, top left.
And now you see right there on the bottom, you just created that and changed it. So now that'll take you to your Twitch account as opposed to your home page. Like that's the no code simple steps of changing your call to action buttons. Now you see the sponsor link on your, as a media company, do you have any sponsors?
We do not.
Yes, we do, but they're, I don't know how to put it, they're not direct paid.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, so let's see, how did I set this up? I set it up, I think I set it, because I was going to show you. So I set it up to you. So I'm going to go and click on your sponsor profile. Your sponsor button.
Okay, while you do that, there's a shout out here from Polytech. He says, "Tell Vincent that the Rebels are going to win."
Are we the rebels?
I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that. I thought you would know.
Star Wars reference.
All right. I set it up the other way. So click. Did I set it up the other way? Go to my profile again, or one of my posts. Click on my sponsor.
Is this one?
Scroll down. Scroll down the middle content. Move just in the middle content container, above the Rito logo, where it's where I posted the content in the middle of the box.
Yeah, right.
I'll scroll that down. Yeah, there you go. You see the sponsor at the bottom right?
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
So hypothetically, see, that's not. How did I set it up here? Damn it! I wish I could do mine. You know what? Go back to click on your profile icon in the top right on the
Okay.
header. The settings, the sidebar display. Click the settings on the left menu.
Yes.
Your default. So that's not. Why did I set it up?
It
No,
looks like there might be a little
click on
setting
your default. Click on the default.
here. Yes.
Yeah,
Switch over to Vincent.
yeah. Switch over to Vincent. See, I'm not even seeing. Okay, now you see. Did your display change? That is for the number 3. Does it show 1,000 or 1?
It shows 1. Let me refresh here. And it's still 1 under Vincent.
All right. So click on the top under the C3 Media sponsor settings. Click the edit setting button. Nope. The
No.
client. Nope. Backspace. See the 2 tabs under the heading C3 Media sponsor settings.
Yes. Here. Right here.
The edit. The display pricing. Click the drop down. Click Vincent.
Yes. This one.
Yep. Now it says
shows 1,000.
RAVENCOIN and 1,000. See, why didn't it display like that? Hit
Update.
update. Hit update. I don't know why
Got
that.
it. Oh, that I can't read. This is just white on white. I have to highlight it to read it. Do you want Vincent to be the current active pricing? Okay.
All right. So you and I just negotiated a sponsoring deal, and right now they're simplified just to the month. So it's 1,000 RAVENCOIN per month for me to sponsor you. So now I'm going to go to my profile. I'm going to click on. On your, where is it on my page here? I'm going to click on your profile. And your sponsor. So you're not going to see that benefit, right? I'll show you the one benefit. I'll just send you a. I'm going to say for 2 months, so it'll automatically populate to 2,000. I would pick a start date. I would just pick today, and then I would send the money and put the ticket ID in for you to double check that I actually paid you, and then I'd publish it. Now click on your top right profile. Yeah, go to this side display again. And again, I can't see this black on black. You should see on page 2 the ad I just sent to you. So click on page 2 there on the bottom of that list. And you see it came from Vincent.
Okay.
And I don't know why it's showing twice. So activate that and set it up at, say, the top right or top left. Do top. Activate it and then nope. Just the blue button. See, I can't see. It's just black on my side here.
Okay, got it.
And so left top. And once you do that, go back to the home page.
So I got top, middle, and bottom.
Yeah, hit left top.
I only have 3 options: top, middle, or bottom. So I'm just gonna put top.
Right. There's 2 boxes. One of them's right, left. One's top, bottom.
Oh, there it is. Top, right, top left.
Top left. And then go back to the home page.
Okay. Here.
Yeah. Oh, you got to deactivate The first one. So
Oh,
go
this
back.
one, huh? Yeah. Okay, that's right. Okay. Sidebar.
Again, this is an MVP. Eventually, these kinks will be worked out. So that's, the top one is the Spotify, not the Spotify, the Twitch. Yeah,
The Twitch one.
that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that's. And there's the ad I just sent you. So if you got a sponsor, all they got to do is they make a campaign just like you did that bottom banner, and then they
Uh-huh.
would just send it over to you with payment, and you can sponsor them on your social media platform, or they could sponsor you.
All right. Hopefully you can see this better now that I switch it over to daytime mode.
Yeah, that looks much better so far. So that's how you would, negotiate deals for sponsors, and then they would, again, a revenue stream for your podcast would be, sponsoring on your community building in the. Okay, so there now that should, you click to send it to yourself, so that shouldn't work. But you see, it's decentralized currency, like you, chain agnostic, so am I. So if you, no matter what you wanted to send somebody, so go back to my profile
Yeah.
and click the donate button next to the sponsor there, right there, the donate. Yep. And so just like your coin tree, you can set up all your wallets.
Uh-oh.
It's not working.
Negative.
Try refresh.
Refresh F5. Okay. It's refreshed. Donate. Nothing.
Why nothing?
Let's try another one here. No, senor.
Click on the top profile menu again, top right. The sidebar display.
Yes.
Send currency. Second one down on the left. Put my name in that to who.
Yes.
And so there you see it auto populates with my test Raven wallet, and as you change currencies, the wallets change. I don't have a Bitcoin wallet in there. I didn't do it all, but there would be my PayPal. So then go back to say test Raven. You don't have it set up. Maybe you do, or did I set it up for you? I don't know. So click on, so click that, and I'm not sure. Yeah, so
There's a pop up here. It's showing up mango farms.
Yeah, so I don't have, I wrote to Whale Street about, him having a web wallet, and he never got back to me, so I don't have a Moontree wallet in there, but so I use, Mango as the default. So I set yours up for Mango, but go close that, and let's make sure this is, we're going to change it to USD.
Okay.
Send money. It'll open up PayPal. So it's decentralized in the sense that you can use whatever currency you choose. And so if you wanted to use Vigilum wallet or Moontree wallet for 6 different coins, you can set it up to work that way. You don't have to, obviously, you don't have to go through PayPal unless you want. So if you, the top right file menu again, click wallets.
Wallets.
So here's where you can add wallet addresses and wallet send, active sending wallets. So I could receive on Mango wallet, but you might want to send from your Moontree wallet. So you would just, you would change your active wallet to the Moontree, or, MetaMask for Ethereum or whatever. So if you click on the right tab currency management. So you can add a currency. So you can have C3 media. So you can add C3 media as add currency in the middle container. So you could first check to activate it. What was your token called when you used to give them out for people?
C3 media.
See, so you would type it's not there. So then if it was there, it would be on the master list. So it's not there. So you would add the currency. So right there, you would type in C3 media, and then you would give it a symbol, whatever that might be, C3M or whatever, and then you would add it. And now, it would be activated, page 2. And so you can add whatever currency you want. And then you would have a send wallet, which whatever it would be, and a wallet address if it had its own. And so again, like your coin tree, which is a dead end, here it's built in as part of your community tools for sending and creating an economy around crypto, which is another problem I'm trying to solve here, because everybody's trying to sell the NFT arts, and that's fine, but it's a just got to click that would when you change anything in this form, that window you would have to okay it up there.
Okay.
So this is to eventually get the common man who aren't into it, who just want to pay with PayPal at first, to they have to set up a default Test Raven wallet in order to transact on the website. So they'll get to play with Test Raven and learn a little bit about crypto. And they can, if they wanted to sell a t-shirt or what have you, they can set up their own marketplace and transact with PayPal, but then they could say, well, what is this RAVENCOIN, or what is this, Evermore? And they can click on the plus sign next to on the top banner.
Here?
Top left.
Over here?
Or actually go to the hamburger thing on the left. I don't see it there. Is it there?
Hamburger on the left? There's a plus there.
All right, click that. Click the plus. Click
it's
new
create
new
blogs,
offer.
create events,
New offering.
create groups, new offerings. Got it.
Okay, that'll take you to the marketplace. Click on the market button.
Market.
So it's decentralized, so anybody can set up their own marketplace. So type in, just start to type MECO, M-E, in the search, not that one, not there, scroll, no, not there. Go to the marketplace menu. Scroll that up a little bit to the search. There you go. Just start typing in MECO, and I can have my own individual marketplace, and that's all my offerings. Or if you try Baby Chick, start typing in Baby Chick, and so you can have your own marketplace within the community building tool.
What is this connected to? Like, is there another website connect on the back end, or is everything just working through MECO?
It's decentralized, so however you want to sell. If you click on any one of those offering links, more info will just take you to when they posted it. But scroll down to the buy. Click the buy.
Okay.
And it'll take you to I think Amazon. That's where they're selling it.
Okay.
So I don't care where people are selling things, but they can advertise with their community on the platform and build a marketplace also. So I created, just a quick, NFT there to show you how it would work. So if it were to be an on-site exchange, you would get an email and the buyer would get an email, and it would show the ticket ID, that the payment was made, and how many they wanted, or all the where to send it if it's something like a t-shirt.
Yeah, this is pretty fascinating, actually. I was thinking, what's the fee you're currently charging users?
It will be 25 cents to create any one of those ads, or the equivalent of whatever. Eventually it'll be an exchange. So Raven's 5 cents, it would be 5 Raven.
Oh, so you're actually doing it as
Whatever.
a flat rate fee. I thought you were going to do is it if a person buys something or transacts through this website, then you charge them for that transaction?
No,
Okay.
decentralized.
Okay.
You can in that marketplace. You can make the ad once and sell 10,000, and it costs you 25 cents once.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't want a piece of your transaction. I don't want to take your money and redistribute it back to you. It goes peer to peer. That's what, we're in a decentralized world now. And I don't want to be part of your business. That's why the tagline is, tool to help you mind your own business.
Exactly. All right. Awesome. This is amazing. It's great to see this just kind of not super in depth, but at least a little bit more detailed tutorial on how your website works. I think this will be very valuable to anybody who wants to check this, as you say, proof of concept or minimum viable product at the moment. But at least it's functional, right?
Go click the plus sign again next to the home logo there again, and do new offering again.
New offering?
Yeah. On the right, the create. So if you look at the form and on the offer, do the drop down there.
Yes.
So you can. Is it
Sell,
open?
rent, lease, barter,
I don't see
free,
that.
award, service, opportunity.
Yeah, so you can post a bounty there, which would be an opportunity. If you're a graphic artist, you could post a service. If you're real estate, you could lease or rent the property. If, like all the MECO items, they're eventually going to be NFTs awarded. So the first 5 prototype, active prototype users are going to get one of 5 NFTs awarded to them. So there'll only be 5. And, hypothetically, we grow as, big as Facebook, and you can say, look, I was one of the first 5, people there working on the prototype of this build. You'd have that NFT as proof, and it's going to be awarded. It's going to be, free, based on, performance.
Right.
And, a free one would be like a faucet. So if you wanted to give, C3 Media tokens, you can give them for free. So the variability's there.
This website's a lot more in depth than I thought. It's actually a lot more back end than front end.
A lot of, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm not a salesman. I don't know how to sell this. I know how to make this shit work.
Well, it's interesting to see tools. You've got lots of interesting tools in here. This is stuff it kind of feels like a little bit like Wix, but definitely more decentralized, processing and building functionality platform.
So go down to the marketplace section in the middle there. So on the left, you would type in C3 Media, or just
Here?
no, up, no, wait. Coming soon, right under in the coming soon thing. No, in that field. Nope. In that input field, next to the remove button, to the left of the remove button.
Oh, you can barely see it.
Yeah, it's very faint.
So there's your marketplace. So anything you would put there, you can create your own marketplace. Or if you click the create new marketplace, you click that, it would open up the right input field. And then you could rename a new marketplace, say 3C Media.
Oh, I see over on this side.
And then you can make it public or private. So if you wanted to create a marketplace for, say, music, like I want to be the new Spotify, it would be a public, or I'm a new, I'm a radio station. So I would make a public marketplace, and then other people can post their.
Oh, so if somebody has what's that popular site? People pay to watch people.
Uh,
Mm, yeah,
OnlyFans
what
or
is this?
Cameo.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
hey,
was it?
OnlyFans, right?
OnlyFans. Yeah,
Yeah.
OnlyFans. So you can pretty much do that here, right? OnlyFans. Just click on private. You gotta be on marketplace.
but that
Yeah.
part, the private, just means you're the only one who could add items to the
Oh,
marketplace.
okay. I see.
Oh.
Public would mean that if, say, like, listen, I'm an influencer. I sell a lot of like baby chicks. I sell a lot of baby products.
So
I'll
there should
take
be a
a
third
10%
option there
commission.
where it's invite only. There should be an invite only option to the marketplace.
Well, eventually there'll be those kind of subscription tools, but this is an MVP. I need a team of developers to do a lot of cleanup, but
Exactly.
it's enough now to sell
Yep.
sell
Cool.
the concept.
Yeah. No, this is a lot more in depth than I was expecting by looking at the external front side of the website.
Yeah, the no code, concept, like it's all on the back end. It's Web3 backed. So all if do you have a short video handy?
A short video.
I
I doubt that.
yeah, I don't. I do have a question though, Vincent, if you don't mind me asking. It's a question of concern in regards to like the marketplace. You know, since most of this, I guess you can consider it decentralized. Anybody can upload their own marketplace and connect their own uh, services, any websites, being like just yesterday, as a matter of fact, Jake and I were reading the news, and now there's new websites out there where you can pretty much be decentralized websites and have a marketplace there. So this MECO can redirect to the marketplace on the back end wherever they're selling their products and services. So what is MECO doing to prevent illegal activity from being placed on the marketplace?
It's hated, but KYC. So go to your top right, your profile menu again.
Okay.
Edit, general, top left. See the profile access ID, asset ID.
Yes.
So each profile is going to get tokenized, and eventually that'll be decentralized. So if you want to tokenize on Avalon or other chains, it's possible. But right now, the default will be RAVENCOIN. So every profile will be tokenized. I actually, Investor Verify or Verify Investor, that it's another Medici company.
No, I don't
Anyway,
know.
they're a investor verifier company, and they have a customizable form. So I actually played around with it and built just a quick little form which the user will have to verify themselves before they can do any kind of commerce. So if anybody tries to sell kiddie porn or whatever, you got to be known. I can't be Silk Roads 2.0. It has to. I'm not taking responsibility for you guys. Fuck it up.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
every
Uh,
eventually, when this gets a much deeper rebuild, every profile, I mean, every post you do will go on to the be under your asset ID. So it'll
okay.
all follow.
Is that asset ID public for everyone to see? Can I go to your account and look at your asset ID?
No,
So I'm doxing myself basically right now.
no, no. I just made that up for the. You can't
Okay.
add to the marketplace or to the sidebars without that being. So I just made yours up for
For the demo.
in
Right.
order to show the demo.
Okay. Perfect.
Now go back to the main feed. Go into what's on your mind, or what is the top where you input a new.
Yeah. What's going on? Yep.
So type something and click on the IPFS button on the left. and drop an image, or if you had a small video.
Small video.
Or an image. You can just do an image either or.
Let's see here. Let's see. I got one. Oh, that's C3 Media. Oh man. Let's see.
The buttons do the same thing. You don't click.
Hold on. Did I mess it up? I messed it up.
You can
Give me a
just
second here.
refresh the page, or just try clicking the button again.
I got it. I'm just looking at my images. I have a lot. Okay, here we go.
And then you share it.
There.
So everything's on IPFS. So if it was a video, it would also be on IPFS.
Is it like RAVENCOIN's IPFS, or are you hosting your own IPFS?
Right now, it's hosting it on Infura. So
Okay.
click on the image, and it'll open up on another tab in the IPFS one.
Oh, that loaded up super fast. Oh man, Infura is beautiful.
I mean, eventually I'll host my own. So if you scroll down to a little, actually, to Alyssa Bonagora.
Okay. Going down. There's a wet leg. Wax music. Alyssa
that one right there.
Bonagora.
So you can watch the video in the feed, or you could click on the IPFS on top of it. You see, click for IPFS.
I need to mute that just because.
Scroll up.
Okay, so I can view it from here, or there's a
Scroll
link.
up.
Scroll up. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
IPFS.
Or you can open up. Now, eventually, you're going to be able to put sponsor ads on this. So if you, again, get sponsors for your shows and they open it up in a new tab, you could have sponsors on on the sides.
Okay.
So it's a way for you to run a business without charging a subscription fee and make revenue, peer-to-peer, influencer. It's an eBay of influence, so you can sell your influence for whatever you can negotiate. And eventually, again, there'll be ads on.
Kind of like Cameo. This is very cool.
And so back end with all IPFS, there'll be less hardware needed for, and eventually you'll have to pick your own pinning service if you want ship pin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a plug and play for tool builders also.
This is really fascinating. I was not prepared for the extent of which this program is functional as a Web3 utility. Quite a bit more than I thought. The front is deceivingly simple, and the back is actually quite simple too, if it comes right down to it. I'm looking forward to seeing who decides. I mean, even if you don't end up getting right away a major sponsor, I can definitely see this being of value to the community and as a whole. I mean, it's so versatile. You've got so many coin options and so many things to do this. I feel like this is did you ever use Google Buzz?
No.
All right. Well, then you didn't miss much, but this is strangely reminiscent of Google Buzz. At least the idea that Google Buzz was going for. They never succeeded. I mean, it's Google, and they spent billions on it, and they just failed. But I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here. I'm just saying that this is combining a lot of different tools into one functional idea that's all Web3 based, and makes for a really great, literally a really great idea for functioning social media and doing it all through Web3 rather than having to even consider, hey, which Wix site do I go through? You don't. You go through this.
And it's peer-to-peer, so the control is unlike social media today, where you can't monetize your Twitter account or your Twitch account, I don't think, or any of that right now, because you don't qualify. You're not a big enough influencer.
Right.
And now you can, day one, if you get a sponsor today and the profile that you have, you can make income right now.
Yep. Yeah. It's entirely up to the user or the end user instead of what was with Twitch. You have to have a minimum of what is it, 280 or 300 followers?
I think it was 300. Yeah.
300, right. But
and then they tell you what you're worth.
Right. And they hardly give you barely anything.
Value with 10 viewers here.
Yeah, exactly. And the same thing with Google, with YouTube, rather. YouTube is 1,000 followers and then 4,000 hours of continuous viewership. And it's like, it could take years to get to that point unless you're just some kind of popular person in the first place. Or if you're just, I don't know, in with the in crowd. I don't even know how to do it. But hey, this lends itself to immediate functionality, which is amazing. So
it's also cross-community marketing because everything is siloed. If you go to Twitch and you go to your page, I only see your content. If you go to, Twitter, you can't advertise it. At least you scroll and if you retweet mine, I'll retweet yours, but you don't get anything other than karma from that. Where now you can say, listen, and then if I'm following John and John's into crypto and he's promoting this new coin or this new wallet or something, I'll say, oh, what's this new action button here? And I could click on it and say, oh, okay, that's a cool wallet that he promoted. And so, I'm more, the shit that I get put in front of me in social media, like sports and Disney. I'm not a sports guy. I'm not Disney. Like, why is this stuff advertised to me?
Right.
It's a waste of money for whoever's paying for it.
Yep.
And I'm not the target market.
Exactly.
Where if I'm following you, I'm interested in what you're, you're promoting.
It feels like the, what's it called? Buckshot or barn, wall of the barn. I don't know what the analogy is. Broadside of a barn technique that advertisers are just like, just throw money at it. Just throw money at it. You'll get somebody eventually. And it's like, yeah, you could throw $100,000 at something and make 10 users. Why bother? That's just it feels like a huge waste of money and time.
And also, if you're an advertising agent, click on your profile menu again. The middle one, manage profiles. You can create as many. So if you have 10 clients, you could manage from one profile. You can set up 10 different client profiles and manage different accounts for people.
Yep.
That's a ticket ID. You'd have to put your username and an email is all you'd have to put right now.
Oh, okay. So client name would be.
Well, so you would set up your main profile as blockchain John, and then you would set up a sub profile as C3 Media, and then you would set up another sub profile as Jake's Handler or whatever it might be.
It actually kind of reminds me of the Amazon affiliate processor. So yeah, managing sub accounts.
You change the color so. Eventually, the color will be, on the input field. So you make sure you're like I'm not into sports, I'm into music, but a lot of my friends are into sports. So if they just commented in their sports profile, I would know not to follow their sports profile because I don't give a shit. And, they don't want to hear my music shit, so they would not, follow my music profile.
Right. Yeah, this is very unique. I feel like I don't even know if the other questions we were going to ask you were as pertinent. What do you think, John?
Let's see. I think there was a couple that came through. Let's see. Let me just.
We did talk about how he
might have been asked.
Started his career, but one of the questions was, if.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He asked mine.
Well, I mean, the last 4 questions that we typically ask.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's your call.
Yeah, I don't even know if the first one applies. I do want to ask the second question we normally have, which is, what is one thing you wish you had known when you started your career, or
When I started what?
when you started working in what you're working now?
I don't want to be a coder, but if I could code, this would be so much better looking, so much further along.
Yeah, I can understand that. There's a lot of regrets. People wish they'd learned how to code.
For one, I'm running out of money, so I actually, since the MVP about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I told the developer to take some time off now until we get some funding and
Yep.
and what have you. But it just sucks that I can't. I'm having a problem just on my profile. I can't post I was going to post a product to show you guys today, or maybe even somebody else. I don't remember. And for my profile, I couldn't do it.
I was just thinking. So, I don't know if there's a Y Combinator in New York. I mean, well, a Y Combinator for crypto in New York, there might be. But I was thinking this is the kind of thing I would talk to Y Combinator about to try to get on the board to find an investor. I personally was trying to start a business 6 months ago when my mining project was really going down the tubes, and I was trying to pivot to a different methodology. And I was thinking, well, and Y Combinator is definitely in New York. You'd probably even in New Jersey. I would think, because the whole point of those things is they're startup builders. They're all about helping people build their startup. I mean, you already have an MVP, so I think they'd be very interested.
Be so hyped. I mean, don't be so positive, because I've been in VC communities for the last 4 or 5 months, and it's like a dating app. Swipe right, swipe left. Like if you don't, I'm not sales. I don't know how to speak the language correctly enough.
All right, so
to get them to see.
There is a program I think you could do, and I know because I did it. That's for free, and will give you the tools for free to help you build something that would bring eyeballs to the table. It's called Lean Stack, and I'm trying to think what the other program was called. Do we even have it up here? Lean Stack.
I'm picky too with what venture capital I want or investors, because they're scumbags. They just care about money.
I agree with that. But I'm just saying it's. The guy I was talking to was I don't know if you've heard of Reviver or not, but the company actually started really close to where I live here. I'm out in Roseville, Northern California, and he's just one city over in Granite Bay, and it has literally taken him 9 years to get to the point where they are now, and they're rolled out the product in 3 states. And it's something that honestly I don't think would ever have survived if he hadn't just kept at it. And this is just his story. He said he took his idea to 122 different investment firms and persons before he finally got somebody who was interested. I'm like, that's some freaking crazy dedication that you're willing to go that far just to get your idea off the ground. And it's still building.
I did that with developers. I talked to, Push and a lot of developers in the Raven community, and the experience I had with coders is they look down on people with ideas who don't know how to code.
Yeah.
And I finally found a guy, and the reason I picked the guy is like it was on a site, and it was like a Fiverr, because I wasn't getting any luck there either, Fiverr and freelance, and I wasn't getting luck there, and I went to one. I found one in India that actually closed up now. And I put it out there, and a couple people responded. And one guy, he didn't even have any ratings. He had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, give me a chance. And I'm like, well, what kind of asshole would I be? I'm asking for people to give me a chance. And if I didn't give this guy a chance, I'd be a freaking asshole.
Exactly.
And I gave him a chance. And he's not the greatest coder, but he built my MVP. I owe him for it.
Right.
And it's the same with venture or investors or I'm gonna knock on, the name of the game is, 1,000 no's before you get your yes. I'm well aware of it.
Exactly.
I've been fighting quadriplegia for 20 years. In the last 3 months, I've made some of the greatest advancements in 20 years where I can finally get my left leg to go heel toe, which has been fucking 20 years of fighting.
Good.
I know the long game. I'm not worried about that.
Right.
And I wrote to one venture capital firm that I really like their model. It's not all about the money. And I have another write-up. I'm on edit 3 tomorrow because I suck at writing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might be ready to send it to another one I like a lot tomorrow. And, then I just there's another one or two on the checklist that I gotta dive into them first to find out what they're all about. A lot of them they want to build and sell and exit. I don't want to exit this.
Right.
I want it to grow.
Yep. No, I know.
And eventually, once it gets snowballing, I want to have the build be bounty and give the community a chance to own a part of it and do profit sharing. And because, with that 25 cents, there's a lot of money built into this thing to go over the amount.
Yep. There's
and profit sharing, and smart contracts. And, Web3 is about equity and community. And you help me, let's grow together. I don't have kids. What am I going to do? $1 billion like go to waste on me.
Right.
Share it with everybody.
Yeah. No, I think that you've obviously faced the wolves and you're still here. So you must have a really good idea that's really meaningful. So I would like to say that I'm grateful to have the opportunity to explore your project now that I actually see what you've been doing all this time. And I'm grateful to have had you on the show because I feel like I learned a lot about you and I learned a lot about your process. I learned a lot about your project. I can't see it failing. I can see it only working. So we'll just have to expect that resolution instead of
Appreciate that.
Instead of going, I hope it works. I was like, no, it's gonna work.
I think it's a true 0 to 1 because nobody has learned or figured out how to monetize a decentralized environment. And everybody thinks decentralized is all about the code. And the reason this is going to be decentralized without the code is because you're going to know all the business transactions. And I'm not going to get involved in your business. There's going to be a one-line item that's going to be 25, maybe 50 cents. And that's it. And you're going to see all the other transactions. It's going to be peer-to-peer. I'm not taking a cut, so why would what can I do to screw you?
Exactly.
It's not going to be customers, it's going to be partners. You build your project, tell me what tools you need, and I'll try to get you the best tools you want because I want 25 cents from you.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, I appreciate having you on the show. We've gone way past because this is very interesting content. I mean, you only have long podcasts when the content's really, really intriguing. So, thank you, Vincent. We're gonna wrap the podcast, but we're gonna continue in the post show for just a little bit.
Just one last question, Vincent. Where can our listeners connect with you online?
MECO.
MECO. All right, there it is.
I do have a Twitter, Vincent MECO, I believe it is. I'm not very active in it. I am friends with you or connected with you. What do they call it on Twitter? Friends.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are, connected on Twitter. But anybody wants to come play, ask questions. I'll help you build profiles.
So it's really your website. Your website's the place to go if people want to find you. So
I'm on.
Hang out, Vincent. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
We'll talk afterwards.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So thanks everybody for listening into the great show here. It's been a lot longer than we thought it would be, but it's obviously good content. If you guys want to check out anything that we're doing, although we already are, as you saw, if you watched the entire show here on MECO's website, you can definitely find us there. But you can also find us on our coin tree here, and you can find us there. You can donate to any one of these listed options, as well as finding us on Discord, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, etc., etc., etc. Lots of different places to listen to our show. And we do have, as we're going to say, more. We're definitely having another guest interview coming up next week. And we will have more and more continuing on through April and possibly May. We have a couple people that missed, so they'll be catching up with us again. We do have shows both Wednesday and Sunday. Those are when the regular podcasts are. You can also catch us in May at the Blockchain Expo. Make sure you come to that if you want to come. It's free. May 17th and 18th during the week. We will all be there. You can get autographs and or see us. Probably you can get an interview. So, with that said, thank you all for watching and listening. And as we do at the end of every show, stats, and hodl.
And huddle.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Adios.
Yes.